I guess that must have alarmed you, turning up like
If
that.
you touch me, I'll more than alarm you.
That won't be necessary. Your report, very detailed. Just for me, it wasn't very entertaining.
It wasn't meant to be.
When I write about people, I try to entertain the reader.
Venestrom wasn't entertained much.
Your boss, Romansky, now he tells me you only do jobs that interest you, so I suppose I should be flattered. You gonna sit down? He also says that you're the one he goes to when the job is, sensitive. That's the word he used, sensitive. I'm gonna use illegal, because that's what it was when you hacked into my computer. And I'm not gonna do anything about that. I could, but I won't. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell you a story, and if it entertains you, maybe you'll decide to help me research further. And if not, I'll do the washing up and you'll never see me again. You know, you should eat that.
What kind of research?
Elizabeth. Oh, can I call you Elizabeth? I want you to help me catch a killer of women. I've got RJ.
The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo is one of David Fincher's best films, which is saying a lot. This psychological thriller was adapted from the novel of the same name by Swedish author Stieg Larsson and fits right into Fincher's wheelhouse. It's dark, intense, and twisted, and it's a must-see film. The film follows the intertwined stories of two main characters, Mikhail Blomkvist, a disgraced journalist, and Lisbeth Salander, a fiercely intelligent and unconventional computer hacker. The film begins with Blomkvist, played by Daniel Craig, a journalist at Millennium magazine, losing a high-profile libel case against a corrupt businessman. With his reputation tarnished, Blomkvist feels that he has no choice but to take a leave of absence from the magazine. He is then approached by a wealthy retired industrialist, Heinrich Wanger, played by Christopher Plummer, who offers him a job to investigate the disappearance of his niece, Harriet, who vanished 40 years ago. Wanger believes Harriet was murdered by a member of his own dysfunctional family. Meanwhile, Lisbeth Salander, played by Rooney Mara, is a skilled computer hacker with a troubled past, and she's introduced to us when she conducts a background check on Blomkvist for Wanger's lawyer. Despite her social awkwardness and unorthodox appearance, Lisbeth is a brilliant investigator, and her report on Blomkvist ultimately leads to him getting hired by Wanger. As Blomkvist delves into the Wanger family history, he uncovers a series of brutal murders connected to Harriet's disappearance. He realizes he needs assistance, and after learning about Lisbeth's skills, recruits her to help him with the investigation. Together they form an unlikely partnership, with Lisbeth using her hacking skills and Blomkvist using his journalistic experience to unravel the mystery. Rooney Mara delivers a stunning and breathtaking performance as Lisbeth Salander, who is one of the most unique and compelling characters we've seen in years. Mara was nominated for a Best Actress Oscar and delivers one of the best acting performances I've ever seen. She brings to life the fascinating character of Lisbeth, starting with her edgy punk rock-inspired looks. The character is a natural blonde, so Mara's eyebrows are a very light shade of blonde, while her funky hair with short bangs is dyed jet black, creating a haunting look that often makes it appear she has no eyebrows at all. So much of Mara's acting here is done with her eyes, showing ranges of thoughts and emotions with a simple look. She's also sexy as hell, making her an unforgettable character. Lisbeth's interactions with the creepy social worker are jarring in this film, from the scenes of the brutal sexual violence to her triumphant revenge scene. Fincher doesn't hold back in visually telling the story, and Mara is more than up to the task. The revenge scene alone makes this a must-see film. Mara also has excellent chemistry with Craig. Blomkvist shows up at Lisbeth's apartment to confront her about her illegal investigative methods, but also to recruit her for his project. He asks her, "How would you like to help me find a killer of women?" as we see in the opening scene in this video. The look on Lisbeth's face tells you so much about her character, and Mara just nails it. David Fincher uses all of his talents as a director to bring it all together and create really an unforgettable film. Fincher initially didn't picture Mara in the role of Lisbeth, but she won him over with her audition, and he pushed to have her cast in the role. Armed with an excellent story and Craig and Mara in the lead roles, Fincher worked his magic to create an unforgettable film. The entire cast is excellent, with Plummer and many others standing out for their performances. Everyone does their job here, and there's no weak link in the film. Fincher grabs our attention immediately with the sound and visuals of the opening title sequence. The look of the film is dark and realistic, matching the subject matter perfectly. Fincher is no stranger to intense dramas, and he doesn't hold back with the more intense scenes of this film. Yet everything comes across as extremely realistic, which delivers maximum impact for the audience. He's not playing for cheap thrills here. Before Fincher's film, there was a Swedish adaptation of the novel, released in 2009. The Swedish film was followed by 2 sequels, adapting the subsequent novels in the series. The Swedish versions are good, but Fincher's version takes things to another level. This film grossed a solid $232 million at the box office on a $90 million budget. It didn't have a great opening weekend, despite the buzz, but it grew with word of mouth and excellent reviews. Many fans are hoping Fincher considers making sequels to the film. I certainly wouldn't object to seeing more Rooney Mara as Lisbeth. Make sure you check this one out. It's an amazing film.